Poof, we're back. I have a fret nut here. Alright? Now, it is way up there. It's kind of up there. Just bear with me. I can't zoom in on it now because if we, let's see, if we zoom in, if we can't even zoom in on it because the graphics program I have won't let you do that because it doesn't want you to lose the integrity of where you put something. That would be a little embarrassing if you were doing a presentation for somebody at work or someone was doing that. So it locks in, but we're going to try. We'll go back to cursor mode. So suppose I want to zoom in a little bit more on this stuff, and I want to bring it over. We'll just have to draw another line, so we can erase this one. I mean, you got to do something somehow, and that is important in guitar. But you don't want to be in a hurry in guitar. If you're the kind of person that doesn't feel confident about being in a hurry, then don't be in a hurry in guitar. It's more important to understand this stuff. People will be more impressed if you know what you're talking about. And they say, I just wrote a new song. It's got a capo on the second fret, and the key and the chords are C, D minor, G, you know. And you could say, oh, that's nice that you wrote a song in D, because the capo would bring that C up from a C shape to a D to a C shaped D, which would be one of these guys, big long chord here. That's a C shaped D, just a whole step up from C. Okay, I want to get off the track. So now we have a fret nut there. And look at the basic building block. Believe me, these are your friends. These guys are not enemies. These tabs are going to help you identify and take a baby step that way and a baby step. Well, this is going to be an easy one because it's suspended. So that's grabbing with the arm, right? Something like that. So it's easier to suspend up, but it puts you know, where do I go from here? So what it is we have 7 root 2 here, okay? And here we have 7 root 2. But if this is the fret nut, the only things that we can actually access, this is our new guitar. This is a guitar. Now let's just keep it simple, and we'll take it out to about here or here. It looks like it's got a good thing right there. So this is our actual guitar here. Okay. Now we can only add, these are the open string notes. So we got this. All right. These guys are not in the action. Okay. So actually, we're going to draw it different. We're going to draw it from here. So this is our new guitar right here. It's got a root down here. Okay, now if I wanted to say, well, this is my new guitar, not that thing that you drew up there. All right, well, guess what? Then that root is E. And that puts your guitar in the key of E, if you're going to call that the root. Okay? Problem is, we can't do a pattern that builds like this, which is part of the structure of the pentatonic scales in caged. We can't do a caged E right there. What is that E? up here on the octave fret, same root, right? Let's call it E anyway. We could call it anything. We could call that RA, but if we call it E, because we want to keep to the idea that the root is by the fret. The root is the open string down here. If I want to do that S3S, stack of 3 short, mini 7L, there's a 7, and here's an L, mini 7L. Alright, I don't want to cross it out unless we use yellow, but it'll go like this. We're going to do the root 2, which is the top of the stack of 3 short. Okay, the rest of it is down here. Okay, so this is going to be the stack of 3 short here. Alright, which is this guy right here. It's just squared off now. And then the next one we're going to do after, we're just doing the top of that. We're not going to do this 7, okay, at all. So we're going to start on the root. That's the 7. See, it sounds lousy because it doesn't have an octave. Okay, we don't have to go all the way up because we haven't even got to the second one. The second one is the stack of 2 long, all right? And that's this guy right here, okay? Right there. So the first one is the top string of the stack of 3 short, and then, all right, we cannot get to this 7. We can't do it if the guitar is drawn like that. But guess what? There's good news. We can play that 7. We can play that 7. How can we play that 7? There's really no way, if this is the fret nut, there's no way to play this 7. Okay? That's important to remember. But let's do a trick now. We're never really lost, believe me, with this stuff. It's always got an answer. There's always an answer. So we're gonna move the fret nut, believe it or not, over to here. So there will be a 7 that we can choose alternately. And we're gonna make the new guitar is actually gonna be like this. That's the new guitar. Now, it's actually starting on 5, so the 5th of E is B, right? B. It's really a G on your on a perfectly tuned piano. Okay. So here is the 5th. We still can't get that 7, and we can't get the 3rd, the 6th, the 2nd, and the 5th, because you know the key of B has how many flats? Sharps, I mean. 5 of them. All the black keys. Alright? That's why there's, look at this, we got 5 of these guys. That's why you'll see these big long stacks of black notes if you were to go black and white with the whole thing, which I did originally. So that's a very interesting thing right there. And that's all those notes we can't get, but we can get them. Here's the 7, here's the 3, here's the 6, here's the 2, here's the 5. You see? Right there, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frets away, but 1 string down each one. But we don't have a pattern. This pattern cannot get that stuff because it wants to get these guys. Aha!